Hi, Bob. This is Don.
Tom.
We're finally getting this tape to you. It was done about 9 months ago, parts of it, and we're finally going to show you some of the stuff that we've done with our air show stuff, and also some of the stuff we just play around with. Don will tell you a few things about some of the stuff.
Tape's about 9 months old, so it's kind of old for us right now. We've done a lot of new things, and we're trying to get some other video together to give you later on. But basically, it's comedy, skydiving from buildings, skydiving from the aircraft, duelist flying, formation flying, just about everything.
Yeah, our first part of the tape was basically on our skydivers. We're going to show you the packing sequence on the tables and various exits from the airplane at different altitudes. And even our last exit out of the plane was at Patrick Air Force Base Air Show. You'll see that we caught, I think, 2 or 3 out of 4 of them. And then the next sequence will be Jay Ward at Patrick Air Force Base doing his comedy act where the plane goes backwards, and we have a spectator taken out of the audience, and he has no idea what really is going on with the aircraft, and I think you get some enjoyable things out of watching him chase the airplane around, and Jay will be blaming him for everything. Okay, and
also includes after Jay, we would go into cross country.
Right.
Going to cross country, and this is cross country flying on the back of a pickup truck, and it's a road that's approximately 40 miles long that we picked, and it has just a series about everything: hitch hopping, flying in front of the truck, a little bit of formation flying during the cross country, and just having a good time, really.
And then what was our next thing? Was that the building rescue? A lot of the stuff here we're telling you now, we don't remember the exact order of this tape now. We've seen this tape probably about 40 times, so we know you're going to enjoy it. But like I said, we had a rescue, and one of our skydivers landed on top of a building right next to our flying field, which is the SST Air Museum. All the things that you will be seeing will not be rehearsed. These people actually believed that they could get a skydiver off of this building with the things they were trying to do. Right after that, I know for sure, we got our formation flying with the 2 Firebirds, Don Muddiman and Tom Veloskey, my son, flying. And right after that, I believe another thing with Jay Ward.
Right, with Jay.
Which one is that now?
I think the wing comes off at that time. He does a little skit. The wing comes off.
Right, he blames the kid again.
Yeah, blames the kid again. After that, the rescue is with Tom.
Right.
This skydiver comes out and he gets in a twist, and we got a big pond just west of our field. Swamp, really. And there's
with
an
alligator.
Yeah. And Tom's jumper goes down, and the episode is unrehearsed or nothing. It just actually happened. And he gets in a little rubber raft and goes out and retrieves a skydiver, and our roving reporter is around, and he reviews Tom, interviews him, asks him what all's happening, what's going on, and when Tom comes back in, interviews him a little bit more, and it's pretty funny. It's PG rating. I can say a little bit of language, but other than that, it's really funny. I think you'll enjoy that.
And then we got our building jump.
Right.
Yeah, we got a building jump. Now, like I said, we don't know if the order of this is right. We have a building jump off of the Travelodge Hotel at Lake Buena Vista. This is it within eyesight of the new Epcot Center. And we just went out there and threw our jumpers off the building. Everything was cleared down below. We had people down below to make sure that there was nobody underneath them. And if you watch real close, you can actually see one of them. You don't see it hit the ground, but it did. It didn't get open. And what was the next after that?
Next after that is, I think, myself doing a duelist with twin 40s on it, doing a solo performance. And what can I say? So, watch the tape.
Right, yeah.
See what a twin can do.
And and even there, we don't show everything what he has done with the duelist. He has actually shut down one engine, turned into the dead engine, came by, flew inverted on the dead engine, rolled with the dead engine, and the manufacturer of the duelist seen us do a show in Fort Lauderdale and told Don if he ever crashed the duelist that he would actually give him another one because he couldn't believe that he could make everything do on that airplane what it does. And I think the finale is...
As well, there's Jay. Jay in his last comedy act, which is... Jay's finally going to show the kid out of the audience how to fly the aircraft and actually get it up. And he goes out and something happens, the steering wheel
won't
go. Keeps going around in circles. So Jace is finally him and Tom's talking back. You have to kind of listen closely to all of Jay's act because of the noise and everything. But the fact they're talking back and forth and he can't get it to go straight, so he puts the transmitter down, tells Tom he's got to go get a screwdriver to fix the nose gear. And what it is, I'm actually flying the aircraft back behind where the spectators can't see me. So now the aircraft takes off. Jay's don't even have the transmitter. He goes flying back across to get the transmitter. And you'll see he takes the antenna off and he starts flying it with the antenna. If you watch the kid closely, that is with Jay, he has no idea what radio control models are really about. And you'll watch him and he'll grab that transmitter and he's just amazed to see Jay fly the airplane with an antenna.
And then only a finger.
And then Jay puts the antenna down and flies it with the finger. And you'll watch the kid, he'll go over, he'll set the transmitter down finally, he'll be watching Jay. And he'll go over every now and then, I think about 4 or 5 times doing this last sequence. Right. He goes down and moves the sticks and looks up. Can't figure out what is going on. I think today he don't know whatever happened.
It was one of our best ones that were picked out of an audience, because Jay blames everybody on everything that's gone wrong, even though he's supposed to be the best flight instructor in the world. And then finally we have our finale of the Masters of the Sky tape, which is Superman. What can we say? He just flies. The video isn't the greatest. It was, like I said, this was shot with quite a few different cameras. Now we're getting ready to redo a lot of stuff that we've already started on our new camera, which you'll see from this, and we're going to put a little insert on the end of this tape showing our new jump airplane, which is twin 90s, 9.5-foot wingspan, weight
27 pounds unloaded, and 38 and a half, I believe, totally loaded with 6 jumpers.
Right. We don't have 6 jumpers yet. My wife is getting ready to build a jumper. We can get her together, but right now we only have 5, and the performance is fantastic. So I think that's about it, right?
Except that Tom originally designed Superman as a glider.
Yeah.
And we went through the prototype stages and gliding, putting him on our very original jump plane, the very first one.
Almost crashed it.
On top with an escape release and all that. And
disturbance coming off of the mounting release, it turned out to be, we thought it was Superman. The mounting release was disturbing the airflow over the elevator. And Don had a handful of just getting the plane back down after we dumped Superman off. But we spent 3 years in development of him, and it got to be between me and Don. We're just redoing all kinds of stuff to make it where it actually would fly.
And you'll see the odd angle of the engine that is on the Delta platform, right, which was kind of just we looked for information. And
well, the way we found out originally was we launched them and just pulled them right straight into the ground like it was going to try to do a loop, towards the ground. Not enough to pull up, though, naturally. So we figured, well, it had to be because we had a straight line thrust on the engine. So we figured, well, we'll kick the angle. And since it was so high up, me and Don just looked at it and said, well, that angle looks good. And it did. It was beautiful. And since then after that, we went ahead and made a swivel mount on it so we could actually change it and find out where the ideal thrust line was on it. So that's about it on Superman.
I guess that's about it. Our new jump plane flies fantastic. We hope to do sometime in the near future basically a show and tell article on the jumpers and the jump plane, because the construction article would be very long, probably a couple months to probably 3 or 4 months to just cover what we've done. The jumpers are...
Everybody asks us about, they think they can build a jumper, and they don't realize what's involved in it. And I know you've seen some articles on some of the other jumpers, and the way we look at it, from what they have, and the phone is ringing over here, and I'm going to have to answer the phone or somebody. We figure we're probably about at least 2 years ahead of what any other jumper we've seen in the magazine, performance-wise. And well, you'll see from the tapes the accuracy we do have. We even have one little section I almost forgot to tell you about where it's just, you'll see us standing around, and that's our precision landings. Watch how many of them land precision in our hands. At the shows we usually do pretty good, but you can see we do have to practice because the wind variables are always there. Okay, Bill and Bob, we hope you enjoy it, and have fun.
Hope to get something to you soon after this, maybe in the next 6 to 9 months or so.
Yeah, we hope. The weather's always been lousy for us lately, and well, look how long it took you to get back to us. Okay? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Fade it.
I'll just cut it right here.
Yeah, okay.
Neck is manifold, you can. See we do is when we get the Freon cans, we switch over to our. Once you find those cans, but those cans are kind of expensive.
You guys ready?
Yeah, man, we're ready. Get this thing fired up.
Put that beast in the air, it says.
Trims up.
Yeah, there, bub.
Throttle up.
We might crazy just change the head bearings too, so.
It's off to the side, alright.
Burn plug in the flight now.
It's just off to the side.
Is that any good?
Needle.
No, it's off to the side. I'll be able to straighten it later. Man, it got off quick, didn't it?
Come out, Travick, quick!
The engine's leaning, ain't it? Lost the engine?